Hey guys, welcome back to SkyFactory 3 with Haley. Hope you enjoyed that bonus episode this week. Usually I won't have as many bonus episodes, but there was so much I wanted to complete before I started recording again this week. So we do have a lot to cover, so let's go ahead and jump right in. As you can see, oops, get my camera right. There we go. As you can see, I did expand out the farm. Started with the Inferium essences. I made more seeds, so I have enough to cover the 4 quadrants here around this water source. I moved the wheat towards the back, and got the pumpkins and the watermelon and the carrots and the potatoes. They're still here, but the main thing I wanted to focus on was finding ways to get more Inferium essences. As you can see, I did automate the process, so I'm sorry I did jump a little ahead in the book because I wanted to be ready to be able to make that diamond seed this week. So let me just recap what I've done. If you notice, the seeds are growing a lot faster, and that's because I went ahead and made the growth accelerators, I think they're called. What are they called here? The growth crystals. So in our achievement book under the mystical farming age, it says use growth crystals or growth accelerators to speed up crop growth. So I did make the growth crystals. Let me just show you what that recipe is made of. It requires 4 iron ingots, 4 of the compressed bone blocks, which are basically 9 of the bones each, and a sea lantern. Now the sea lantern I actually got lucky on. The prismarine shards I was able to make by using the atomic reconstruction here with another quartz, and I'll show you that here in a second. But the prismarine crystals, I actually got lucky because if you look here, they do drop from common loot bags, and so I had a bunch of those, and I opened up and I ended up with enough prismarine crystals to make several sea lanterns. So I went ahead and did that. The growth crystals, like you see, there's 2 tiers here. I've just got the first tier here. I don't know how far they go out, but they do stack, and so I've just made enough to cover. I think when I had 1 crystal, it did cover the entire area. And reading what it says about growth tier 2, it says it covers a 9x9 farm. Excuse me, it covers a 9x9 farm, so I think the same for the tier 1 portion as well. But they do stack, and I have enough to get the crystals growing pretty quickly. What I've got automatically picking them up is this farmer, which is automatically harvesting the crops, and it plants the new seeds. As you can see, oh, this is almost full. Let me show you the recipe for the harvester. Oops, another farmer is what it's called. It's a farmer, and the farmer is just made from an iron casing, which is 4 of the iron ingots, and a black quartz and 4 sticks. The black quartz we get from the crushed black quartz, which we are currently getting from our sieving system from our dust. So you just smelt 1 of those. And then it requires these Inori crystal blocks. Now these were tricky, but tricky in figuring out how to actually do it. But as I looked here, I was able to find you just needed to have a block of iron, and you put that in front of an atomic reconstructor. And the atomic reconstructor is just an iron casing, which is what we talked about earlier. And go back here. And 4 iron ingots and 4 redstones. Now the atomic reconstructor is a really cool item. So it requires power, so I did make another capacitor bank just so I can actually keep the farmer going. I do have to occasionally refill it, so we'll look at extending our power later on this week. But the atomic reconstructor, as you see, it has this little lens here, and occasionally that lens shoots out a pulse of light. So if you set that block of iron in front of it, when that pulse of light, whatever, when it shoots in front of it, it actually turns it into the Inori crystal block. That was also the same process I used for the prismarine crystal that we talked about a second ago. So our growth crystals here. The prismarine shards are actually just made from tossing some nether quartz in front of that. So I put the nether quartz in front of it, and I was able to make all the shards that I actually needed. So we did that, and so I let that run over. I'm not on a server, so it doesn't run while I'm not here. But while I was just doing some other items, which I'll show you here in just a second, I was able to make plenty of Inferium essences. Now we're going to need even more than this as we go on through the book, because later on in this chapter, it asks us to make a Supremium apple and Supremium armor. So Supremium essence is what we're actually going to need, which means we're going to need a lot more of the Inferium essences. So I'll be farming that throughout the week. Also, I went ahead and kind of cleaned up our sieving, pulverizing system here. I did make another hammerer, so I was able to get more gravel, because the gravel is being pulled out over here into sand, and I'm also sieving it. So I wanted to make sure that I had enough gravel to come through, and also to dust into sand. So I have a double hammerer for the cobble to gravel, just so I could make sure I had enough materials to move all the way down the line. As you may have noticed when we were downstairs, that I have moved a lot of the wiring underneath here, so it looks a lot better. But what I'm going to do this episode, if I have enough time, is I want to make item conduits, because right now I've got the transfer pipes which are pulling from these sieves to the our storage system here, and it's just not pretty. So the transfer item conduits, which I'm going to look up here, they are made from the same Ender.io mod as the power conduits, and they require pulsating iron nuggets. So we'll see about making some of those. But the design is that I can actually overlap my power conduits with those Ender.io conduits, so I can actually have it pull from these same spots that you see here. So I'll show you that. The last thing I worked on, and I'm going to speak on this briefly, is I've been delving into the chicken mod. So if you look over here, you notice my little corner here has all these little chickens in their little nesting pens, and you can see I have a lot of different chickens. What I've kind of looked at is that in order to breed the chickens, you need to start out with some kind of non-normal chicken. So the easiest one I've found, let me go here to the chicken mod, is to make the bone white chicken. And the bone white chicken egg is just a regular egg surrounded by bone meal or by white powder. So you basically make a bunch of those and you toss them on the ground. Occasionally you will have a chance of getting a bone white chicken. So I think it went through about 10 or 11 eggs, and I got my first bone white chicken. There he is. Looks like a little skeleton there. But the bone white chicken, you can actually breed him with a lapis blue chicken, which was the same thing. Basically, I took a whole bunch of eggs and tossed them on the ground, and I eventually came up with a lapis blue chicken. So I took the 2 nesting pens which I have sitting here, and I bred the bone white chicken with the lapis blue chicken to get a light blue chicken, just to be able to see if I can even do it. And if you notice, I also have an iron chicken and a flint chicken. So those were, I have to remember how I did it. See, bone white chicken. Oh, the flint chicken is what I actually got next. The flint chicken, where is he? There is flint chicken. Was, how did I get him? Bone white chicken with the flint chicken made an iron chicken. But how did I get the flint chicken? Oh, I surrounded an egg with flint, and it gave me a flint chicken egg. I have to remember, it's been so long since I've done this. So I used the flint chicken and the bone chicken to get the iron chicken, and I made the lapis chicken. But if you see, I noticed I got some chickens here with some logs on them. They actually just spawned. So apparently there is a chance of you just getting regular chicken spawns back here, and I'm walking back here to see if I see anything new. But yeah, those log chickens, they just appeared naturally. So I've got it all set up here back. Right now I'm trying to breed a lapis chicken with a log chicken. And if you see in the GUI, I do have a snowball chicken egg from that breeding. So we're going to experiment more, and I'll show you as I move along what happens. So that's what I've done off camera. But let's move on in the book here. So our goal today is to make a diamond seed. And a diamond seed takes a tier 5 crafting seed, which takes a tier 4 crafting seed, a tier 3 crafting seed, tier 2, tier 1, and a base crafting seed. So let's take up all the essences that we have over here, and let's see what we can go ahead and get started on. So I got plenty of these items to fill up our stuff here. Alright, so we're going to think to make a base crafting seed. This is what we're going to start with. It's just a seed surrounded by 4 prosperity shards. Let's put one of these stacks up. Oops. Get back in there. So we're going to take a regular seed and surround it by, my bags are still full. Let's drop this in our crafting table real quick. We're going to surround that seed by 4 prosperity shards, which we got from seeding. So I have 7 stacks of prosperity shards. So we're doing pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's grab 4 of those. And see if we can go ahead and make these prosperity shards into seeds. We have our base crafting seed. Now, we want to turn that base crafting seed into a tier 1 crafting seed. Now, to make the tier 2 crafting seed, we're going to need to upgrade our inferium. 2, 3, 4. Actually, I want to need, I should have just used the whole stack. Let's see, because we're going to need a lot of this to move on to the next one. So take 16 of these, and surround that by the tier 1. And now we have a tier 2 crafting seed. Set that aside for a second. Now I'm going to need, just do a lot of this. There we go. So now I need to make a tier 3 crafting seed. We're going to take the intermedium essence and make a tier 3 crafting seed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tier 3 crafting seed. Alright, we're getting there. But we're going to need a lot more. So let's make some more of these, so we can get our tier 4 crafting seed going. And so we're going to need our next level here. Supreme essence. Alright, so let's go ahead and surround our tier 3 with 4 of these. And here an Enderman behind me, freaking out. Alright, so now we have our tier 4 crafting seed. Getting there. Alright, now tier 5 crafting seed. Going to need a lot of these. Let's go ahead and just make a couple stacks of these. Because the good thing about it, if we need it to like go back down a level, if we put the essence in there, it'll take us back down to the lower essence. So should be good there. So now let's make the intermediate essences. This is a premium essence, and I think we're going to need to make a little bit more, because that gives us 2 of the red ones. Let's see. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to need 2 more. Let's just make another stack here. This is why I told you we're going to need a lot of essence, because we need to make this a premium armor. We're going to need a ton of essence here. There we go. Let's go as much as we can going here. Alright, get that into the next level. Let's turn this into the next level. I know, exciting stuff here. Okay, turn this into the next level. Let's see, and this, I'll tell me I'm 1 short. Oh, there we go. Okay. So all that inferior essence that we brought over was about 18 stacks, 20 stacks or so, just to get 4 of the supreme essences here. Now the tier 5 requires a tier 5. So that's enough just to make the tier 5 essence, the tier 5 seed. Now we're going to need to do all that again, basically, because I need 4 more of the supreme essences surrounded by 4 diamonds. That Enderman is just freaking out over here. But I'll leave him alone for right now. Let's see, I think our little farmer here is full. going to make some cords or something, or some transfer notes to make him closer. Now I hope I have enough to turn these into the tier 5 essences again, because we need 5 of those essences surrounded by a diamond just to make this these diamond seeds. There we go. And I don't really need the diamonds because from sieving I think I got about 2 stacks, but this is just, we're going along with the book so we can make as much as possible. 4, get some of those going. 2, 3, 4. We're gonna take as much as we can. Oops, I'm a little short there. And you notice our infusing crystal, we've only got 172 uses left, so I'm gonna have to make another one of these a little bit later. All right, let's see what we get out of all this. 4 of these and 4 of these. All right, so we have our tier 5 seed, our 4 essences, and we're going to go over here and grab 4 diamonds. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see I got a stack and some 4 over there. Oh, got an extra diamond. I'll put that back here a little bit later. So we got our 4 diamonds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have our diamond seed, just to be able to check it off in the book. I'll probably plant that here a little bit later just to grow some diamond essences. But you got the idea of how these magical crops work, the different tiers of the seeds. So I may end up using it to make some other of the seeds here. We got stone, we got obsidian, we got redstone, zombie seeds, not sure what that gives you. Blaze seeds. What I was really interested in is the pulsating iron seeds. That'll be pretty cool. But there's an enderman seed I thought I saw in here a while back. It's an easier way to get ender pearls. Let me take a look at that. Ender pearl. Get from the enderman essence. I know you get from the enderman seeds. Oh, there it is. So enderman seeds are tier 4 seeds. So they require these enderman chunks. Now, we'll talk about the chunk. Let's see. Go ahead and look in the book. So one of the items in our book here is to talk about solarium dagger to obtain a mob chunk. Let's just take a look at what this is. Oops. Solarium. Did I spell that right? O-U-L-A-R-I. Am I spelling that right? S-O-U-L-I-U-M. S-O-U-L. Oops. S-O-U-L-I. There we go. Okay, so Solarium Dagger is just made from a mystical tool rod, which is like a prosperity shard surrounded by a stick, and 2 of these Solarium ingots, which is made from Solarium dust. Until you smelt that in anything. Solarium dust is just made from soul dust, surrounded by prudentium essences, which we know we can get that easily. That's made from soul stone, which is made from soul sand, surrounded by stone. So I think oh yeah, I have enough. So let's get some soul sand, which I already have here, and we're going to surround that around stone. See if we can get this made before the end of this episode. Oh, do I have stone? See, I got cobblestone. Don't have any stone cooked up. I have 2 pieces of stone cooked up. Well, let's get that cooking over here. And while that's cooking, we'll go ahead and mark the diamond seed off in our book, the growth crystals off in our book, and that's about it to mark off right now. We're going to see if we can get this dagger cooked up. Let's see. Let's see. Come on, to cook. I got 2 at least. Let's see. The solarium, I'm going to need to make this. Okay, it gives you 8. I need 5 stone. There we go. 4, 5, 6. There we go. Stop clicking on the book. Click on the table. Okay, so that gives me 8 stone, which I only needed 4. So we take that and we're going to, do we smelt it down? Yeah, we're going to smelt 4 of these down. Just smelt all of them right now. And that'll give us the solarium dust. The essence, again, we can just take these and it'll take us back down to the levels that we actually need. Got plenty of those. You done cooking? Need four of those. We got soul dust. Surrounded by that gives you solarium. And we just need 2 solarium. So come on. Any day now. Okay, take those 4. It gives me some experience. So we take these 4, surrounded by, I'll need 5. I need 5. Oh gosh. I'm gonna need some more of that. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think. Alright, so make 1. Go ahead and smelt this up. Since I actually need 2, I'm gonna need to make some more of this because it gave me 8. But I actually need, I need 10, so we'll just smelt some more of this right now. So we got 1 dagger. Let's go ahead and get these shards. I need 4 these prosperity shards surrounded around a stick. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're just going to keep going. I know this episode's a little bit long, but there's just so much to do. And that's these episodes are going to be like this probably for a while. Because as you get further along in the book, some things are more difficult to make. And it just takes more to do it. And I want to do as much stuff on camera, but there'll be a lot of off-camera stuff, as you can see what I did with the crops. I'm gonna have to make a lot more of this inferior essence off camera, so I'll do that here in the next week. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our stick. Surround by our shards. We'll give us this stick, these 2 items here, and we have our solarium dagger. Okay, so the idea is the dagger will be used when you kill mobs, which right now I got a little mob grinder on there. It should give you some mob chunks, which is what you're going to need for making some of the items here. Okay, one last thing I'm going to just go ahead and show you. Oh, I did also increase the smeltery, if you didn't notice on that, just so I can actually drop more items into it. I'm going to go ahead, let's try to make, oops, too far down. The item conduit required pulsating crystals, and pulsating crystals are actually just made from, let's see, conduit. The pulsating, I'm not pulsating crystals, pulsating iron nuggets are made from pulsating iron, which is actually just made from an ender pearl and a piece of iron here. So let me go ahead and turn off our switch because I don't want it to pour out immediately. I want to go ahead and melt down this ender pearl and this iron ingot so we can go ahead and get the pulsating iron. And I should have enough of the binder, yep, the conduit binders from the last time to go ahead and make a couple of item conduits. So I wanted to get that smelted up here. Oh gosh, it takes a long time for that ender pearl to smelt. Let's see. Some things up. Come on, little ender pearl. Yeah, this one take a minute. Okay, well, while that's cooking, let me see, what else did I want to discuss today? So we're going to do our chickens for next week, or I'm going to just do some more reading up on the chickens. I'll be playing more with our inferium essences. I'm going to need to get a lot of that. I guess without jumping too far ahead. Okay, come on, Ender Pearl, cook. Alright, without jumping too far ahead in the book, I just wanted to show you this before we log off. Let's see. Well, okay. The other last thing I want to talk about is compacting drawers, which it goes with the drawer module. The compacting drawer is will actually use for several things coming up, and I'll go more into detail on this next week. I'm just kind of talking out. There we go. I wanted to get this stupid thing cooked up, but the compacting drawers will be used to consolidate our loot bags as well as some of our ingots. And there's something here a little bit later. Oops, there we go. About the cobblestone. Okay. Enough chit chat on that. So we have our pulsating iron nugget. So let's go ahead and grab this in here. And we have enough to make 2. Actually, have enough to make 3. But let me just see if these 2 will be enough right now. So, and just going down here, I wanted to show you how this actually works. So I've got our 3 sieves here, and I can actually just overlap the iron. The item conduit overlaps with the energy conduit, and I can actually set to extract or insert. So you see on the side here we have our 2 interfaces. The red one is our energy interface, and now the green one is the item interface. So I can actually set that up to pull directly from the sieves, and I'll be able to get rid of all of these transfer nodes. And if I want to, I'm going to do this now. Oh, where's my pickaxe? There it is. I'm going to actually have this go directly into the bottom here. Ouch. And that's going to go insert into the drawer controller. So I'm going to clean that up here between episodes before we get ready to record our next one. So for now, I'll go ahead and end the episode. I want to thank you guys for watching the episode. If you have any questions, comments, any tips, tricks, or techniques, please go ahead and leave them down in the comment section. If you'd like to support me, please also subscribe to my channel. Again, that's all I have to say for right now. This is a little bit longer episode, but we're getting into the more complex items, and hopefully I'll get a little bit more organized here the next week. But until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.